ladies and gentlemen, is Brig dead? She might be, because a massive nerf has just gone live. All right, guys, welcome to the channel. Let's get stuck into this. All right, then. So we've got the patch notes, but I'm not going to show you the patch notes just yet. What I'm going to do is take you into the training range, and we're going to take a look at Brig, because this is the new Brig. This is live. This patch is out right now, and it means she no longer gives armor from repair pack. Brig no longer gives you armor from that. You can only get armor from rally, which is a massive nerf to Brig, because it means that no longer can she give armor to, like, I don't know, your tracer or whatever, and make them absolutely insane at the game. So let's heal this bot off, and we'll just chill and block damage. And I'll show you that we cannot give this armor. Just so there's no doubt in your mind, guys. Watch this. We've got 2 repair packs available in a second. There we go. Heal, heal. No armor on this bot. This is massive, because armor is stupidly powerful in Overwatch. And like I said in the previous video where we talked about these changes, who the hell even know how it works? Like, when damage sources are coming in, the way it mitigates damage, it's very difficult to sort of realize how little damage you're doing, or what is going on. So yeah, armor probably needs looking at anyway, but Brig no longer gives you armor from repair pack anyway. We're not going into a debate about armor, because that would be a stupidly complicated video. What we're going to do is look at the shield. So this shield now has got a wave in my mouth. 58 hit points, right? I'm going to drop it. Watch in the bottom of the screen the regen rate. It is much slower. It is now, I believe, it's 80 down from 100. We'll check the figures in a second, but it is much reduced. The other thing which is reduced is when the barrier gets destroyed, it now takes longer for it to come back and be usable again. These are all nerfs to Brig, right? But Brig, I think, has still kind of got her little niche of protecting the backline, of being anti-flanker, of being, you know, she's still annoying Brig, but she just doesn't have that armor component anymore. You guys can see down the bottom, it takes 5 seconds now for the barrier to actually come back. So there's more of a window of opportunity to exploit Brig when you see her barrier get destroyed. So yeah, that's Brig. I mean, we're going to have to wait and see how this actually works out, because I feel like Brig's still kind of going to be okay. But the reality is, probably the reason why we've seen a lot of Brig, especially at high levels of the game and definitely at Overwatch League, is because she can give armor to Tracers or Genjis or Doomfists or McCrees or any Echo especially, and just absolutely give them mega power. And she can't do that anymore. All right, then, let's get out of this and let's go back to the patch notes and check out the other stuff, because there is a massive change here, like an absolutely beautiful change to the game. Now, this only affects a certain level of player, and it's the higher ranked player, but it's one of those things where it's like, Blizz, why haven't you just done this before? Like, this would have been much better if it was in the game earlier, but whatever. And I don't know how difficult these things are to change, but hey, we'll get onto it. So, open queue added to competitive play. Now, this was in the arcade, but it is now being added to competitive play. However, it's not in the game just yet, because we're still in season 22, but this will finish in the next few days, and I think it's Thursday this will be available for play in the game. So basically, open queue competitive, what this is starting with season 23 even, competitive play will support both roll queue and open queue. There will be a separate queue, well, there'll be separate queues, so you won't see roll queue teams playing against open queue teams. Open queue will have its own SR and leaderboards, and separate from the role-specific roll queue SRs and leaderboards. So the way this will work is there will be a sort of like a drop-down window by competitive, and you get to pick whichever one you want to play. So it'll be like, hey, I want to play open queue, which means there's no role restriction, or I'm going to play just standard competitive with the 2-2-2 role lock enforced. So I like that, because this is actually really good, because what this does is it means there's another queue DPS can play in. So if we make the DPS happy, because there's loads of DPS, right, then it should mean queue times come down overall. And Jeff did actually say, and I think Scott Mercer might have said on the forums, it was Jeff or Scott, one of the devs said that, yeah, this actually brought down queue times for the normal competitive mode. That's why we're putting it into the game. So that's a good thing, right? We can't complain about that. Whatever, I'll take it. All right, then. Let's move on to the next change, because this one is a bit of a spicy change if you are a high-rated player. Also, if you're a YouTuber that likes to just play 5 games and go on GM, good luck with that. Anyway, not naming anyone there. Okay, so, yeah. So what we got now is adjustments to seasonal placements for high SR players. Okay, let's read through this, because this is beautiful. So what this does is, beginning with season 23, the maximum skill rating earned after a player completes each season's placements has been capped at 3,900 SR. This effectively, guys, is an MMR reset, or not an MMR reset, but an SR reset for ultra high level players. So it should make them play the game more instead of completing the placement games and then not touching it and going, hey, I'm GM, or hey, I'm whatever. Then now, if they want that, they're going to have to play. Nobody will be given GM after they finish placement games. And in fact, if you ended the season at like 4,500 and then the next season you do your competitive without these changes, you could actually go like 4,600 or whatever. Now, that'll be an impossible thing to do, just playing generally on the ladder as the season's in motion. So you would wait till the end of the season to go, oh my God, look how insane my SR is. You can't do that anymore, which is awesome. So what we've got here is beautiful. Let me carry on. Players are still matched with other players of similar skill, as we want to keep matches as fair and as fun as possible. Each player participates in more games during the current season. Oh, sorry, as each player participates, their SR will slowly rise to... Can you tell I've not got my glasses on? I can't read. I'm blind. I don't even know where my glasses are. Where are they? Whatever. It's too late now. We've committed. We're committed, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever. So, yeah. So their SR will slowly rise to reach a value that fully reflects their current skill. So basically, you've got to play more games, right? If you want to get to 4.4, 4.5k and be some sort of insane god gamer, you're going to have to play loads of games of Overwatch, not just play 5 and go, I'm the best and leave. You can't do that anymore. And even just to get into GM, you're going to have to put time in. Because 3,900, I mean, you could place at that and then lose 5 games. And then you're going to be down at like 3,700. And you're going to have to really like stop putting the time in to get back. If you're good enough, you'll get back, right? And obviously, over time, you'll improve as a player. This should be great, though, because people should be... They should, at that level of the game, start playing together and trying to advance, as a team instead of just trolling. But, I mean, it's Overwatch, isn't it? So people just troll anyway. Anyway, so whatever. It then says, this change is intended to address many of the issues that SR Decay tried to fix, but in a more positive manner that rewards staying active and playing more games instead of penalizing players for not playing enough. Achieving a very high SR at the end of a season can no longer be achieved by completing a mere 5 placement matches, which, let's be honest, was friggin' stupid that was even a thing for as long as it was. I mean, what the hell? This does mean that you may see larger differences between all of the players, a very high SR match than in previous seasons, a larger SR differences that is, as two similar and highly skilled players might have different SRs based on how many games they've played during the season. So yeah, Blizzard is saying, look, we're giving you an incentive to play the game now, guys. If you want to be some super god gamer, get out there and play the game. Don't just play 5 games and leave and come back 3 months later or whatever it is, or 2 months later, however long seasons are in Overwatch, I don't even know. 2 months in, it's like 60 days. And then, like, yeah, great. You can't do that anymore. So this is a really good change. And the feedback I've been seeing so far from the professional players has been overwhelmingly, yeah, this is great. We like this. Thanks, Blizzard, good change. So this is a good change because we want the best players playing the game. Because if they ain't playing the game, yeah, that's not great, is it? All right, so let's move on to the Ashe change. Now, Ashe, it's pointless demonstrating this one because it's just a straight up increase from 10 to 12 seconds of her dynamite. There is a dev comment now which wasn't on the experimental note, so I guess we can read this. And it says, with recent improvements to Ashe's weapon, her overall damage output has increased significantly. Toning dynamite down will lower her overall damage while keeping her damage output focused on her rifle. Okay, fine. Brig, we know about Brig. Those are the figures as well. 100 regeneration rate down from 100 to 85. So not 70 as I might have said. And the maximum health of the barrier was also increased to kind of offset this. But I think these nerfs are like worse than that. So I don't know. We'll see. But Brig is the big one. Like, this is the massive one. We need to see what's going to happen with Brig. D.Va as well. Like, the D.Va changes are crazy. So this, like, even when I've seen these on the experimental card, I was like, what the hell, Blizz? These are crazy changes. So fusion cannons, movement penalty reduced from 50 to 40%. So you move faster now while firing the weapons, which is good. More mobility. Defense matrix is the big one because generally you touch defense matrix, D.Va just goes through the roof. If you buff it, she just becomes a pick all of the time, and it's like that's where her power is. They've reduced the cooldown from 1.5 to 1 second, so you can fire this quicker. It means that you can eat stuff like reactionary grabs, and like if you hear a sound effect, you're like, oh my god, somebody's using an ability, but I've just used my defense matrix. You only have to wait a second now before you can use it again. That is a massive buff. That is a really massive buff. And then they were like, well, what the hell? Let's just buff micro missiles as well. So activation delays reduced from 0.5 to 0.25. Yeah. This one I'm going to show you, though. So don't worry about reading the Junkrat one. I'm just going to show you in the game. We'll come back to the bug fixes and check that at the end of the video. But I'll just show you the Junkrat one because it means you can do this. I did show this, I think, in the other video. But basically, it's to fix this problem Junkrat had. So Junk got buffed. It was great. It means he can throw this further, which is awesome. However, it also means that he couldn't do his double jump tech. But he can now do his double jump tech. So if we drop this down on the floor and get ready to do this, as we jump, we can now do that. Which I think is fine and needed to be sorted out. So Junkrat, again, in a good position. You've got to love it. All right, then. So let's go back to the... let's just go back to the patch notes just to wrap this video up. So if we go... Patch notes. We've got a couple of bug fixes, it looks like. I don't know if these bug fixes are going to be massive. Let's just quickly go through them. Ashe, yeah, oh, well. Lucio fixed the bug being her heal song. Okay, Reinhardt fixed the bug with Firestrike. Oh, yeah, this actually is a nice fix. Because that was happening quite a lot, I believe. Also, Firestrike looks a bit weird sometimes, especially when it gets deflected by Genji. Roadhog fixed the bug that allowed Roadhog to hook Batiste Immortality Field. What? Okay. Wrecking Ball fixed the bug Wrecking Ball could hit an enemy much faster than intended with roll damage. Oh, it's a good job we've read these, isn't it? Now, you guys might know of a player called Ball, a very, very good, Ball player. He used this tech a lot. There was a bit of debate whether he was actually doing something nefarious, like he had a macro running or whatever, to do this. But I believe a good player could just kind of do it. But he was doing like triple boops and all kind of stuff. I don't know what the evidence is. I don't know what the situation is with that. So let's not go into the detail. But basically, this stops you doing the double boop, I think, which was like a mad piece of Hammond tech, which was super like high level. That's interesting. Ooh. All right, I think we're going to leave it at that. Guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I've been Stylosa. Remember, you can follow me on everything, which is at Stylosa. If you care, do it. I don't particularly care. I do really. I love it. I love them internet points. Follow me on everything. Follow me on Twitter. I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. Remember as well, keep washing your hands, you filthy gits. Yeah, and I'll catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.